Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us, starting off your week with me here at Your News Today on this 10th day of the still new year. Hope your weekend went well. Hope you remained and were able to stay warm and safe, because it was an interesting one weather-wise, even after the big snow, the rains that melted, the flooding that caused a lot of problems. Nothing severe here in the viewing area, but serious for some, certainly. No significant damage reported to us at this time. And now we're just looking on down the road, weather-wise, to the next round or rounds of cold weather. And indeed, there are several systems actually have us in their sights. And the first one, rather insignificant or rather weak in nature, but towards the weekend, this time next week, possibly another snow event or two. Tell you what I know in just a few moments. I can tell you right now, it's been a positive day here, a productive day. We have now in-house another full-time, not just graphic design artist, but as well a gentleman who is taking care of the sign shop for me, Mr. Patrick Clark from Johnson County, a recent graduate from the Morehead State University. From Morehead State University. He has a bachelor's in arts and is certified in all of the software, essentially, and experienced that we use for the design of the paper, the layout, and the design for ads, as well as all of our signs, campaign signs, all of those materials. And we've been at it all day today, getting him acclimated, situated, and getting to work. So we are now glad to start to advertise more so than I have independent signs and graphics, all of your signs, stickers, decals, and other needs. We have now someone who can help get those in and out same day, soon thereafter, in most all cases. So keep that in mind. More on that later. With that said, I'm going to jump straight to headlines right after these messages, as we will talk about tonight a traffic fatality in Lawrence County, at least one of several returned indictments from the Magoffin County grand jury, an accidental shooting that claimed the life of an Eastern Kentucky sheriff's deputy and husband and father, and much more. Your News Today starts in just a few minutes. Do you really want to get caught in this again on those tires? Get there in one piece and save. Conley Tires got specials going on right now through the end of March, like $100, even $200 back on a set of Goodyears. And get those tires, brakes, service, whatever you need, with 6 months no-interest financing. Conley Tire in Staffordsville or conleytire.net. Just like Christmas, it only happens one time of the year. And it's here, the annual half-off Christmas sale at the seasonal shop. That's right, everything in the store Christmas is half off. And everything clearance is marked down 70%. That's right, it only comes one time of year after Santa has come and gone. The annual half-off Christmas sale for a very limited time at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Seasons are changing. Don't get caught in the cold. Call Magoffin County Heating and Cooling now. They have super affordable rates. They service all brands. They are a certified Platinum American Standard dealer and installer, and available with 24-hour service at 349-1058. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Not everything has changed over the years. Fraser's Prater Drugstore is still your most trusted pharmacy, where you can get your prescription brought to you curbside, or make your way to the counter for a snack, lunch, or an incredibly sweet treat. And check out Strings and Things inside the shack, the Radio Shack, musical instruments, guns, ammo, electronics, and more. It's as wonderfully unique of a shopping experience as is the selection at Fraser's Prater Drugstore in downtown Sagersville. We'll begin with the tragic report from a neighboring county's sheriff's department about a young deputy there, a young husband and father as well, who was killed over the course of the weekend in a tragic accident. Less than a month from graduating the Department of Criminal Justice Training Academy on what would have been February the 3rd, a Morgan County Sheriff's deputy, which joined that department, becoming a member of their family last March, died over the course of the weekend. The sheriff's statement saying that Mr. Alex Spencer was thrilled and excited to be finishing and getting out on his own, serving and protecting the citizens of Morgan County. Friday, they were actually working on his schedule and giving him some days off, with him even volunteering to work over the course of the weekend because he knew how busy the department had been as of late. The Sheriff's Department has asked everyone to please remember his wife Brittany, their sons, and all of his family in your prayers, calling the loss unimaginable. The sheriff saying that he excelled at the academy and was an exceptional addition to their department. Funeral arrangements are still pending, as I understand, at this time. His death being called a tragic accident as well. It's my understanding an accidental shooting. There is a GoFundMe page that has been established in Officer Spencer's honor that has seen significant support from throughout the community. Established to help offset funeral costs with a $5,000 goal. As of earlier this afternoon, it had already reached over $3,000. The page listed under Alex Spencer Memorial. In other headlines today, a woman died this morning, a result of this two-car collision involving a tractor-trailer on US 23. According to State Police Post 14, the driver of the car was struck by the semi-truck owned by Trimble Oil out of Pikeville when turning on to State Route 3398, the Fallsburg exit off of US 23 North. The driver of the semi was taken to the Three Rivers Medical Center to be evaluated, but officials said that he was not seriously injured. The Kentucky Department of Transportation Highway District 12 also advised that the US 23 southbound lane at the intersection of 3398 at mile point 21.6 would be shut down for approximately an hour following the accident, for which it was, and asked the public to stay clear of that area. The identity of the woman was not released pending notification of the family. Her body was taken to a West Virginia funeral home. Our editor at the Big Sandy News, Lily Adkins, will have a more comprehensive report in tomorrow's edition of the Big Sandy. A number of indictments were released late last week by a sitting Magoffin County grand jury. One of them was pertaining to a case involving a Shauna Emmons, who just a little more than a week ago was to have, according to local police, stabbed a man in his sleep off of Route 114. Authorities moving swiftly to go and present the case before a grand jury, as they have had prior run-ins with Emmons over the course of the past several months, possibly few years. She was officially indicted on a charge of attempted murder in the first degree and wanton endangerment in the first degree. She's been jailed in the Big Sandy. Since she was found sitting on the couch, I believe it was, of a residence that belonged to a relative of hers, a man, a woman, and a young child, all asleep on the couch, were awakened by Emmons stabbing the man multiple times, stabbing him again as he was awakened and tried to get out of her path and her wrath. Ultimately, again, Shauna Emmons still in the Big Sandy jail, and one of several indictments. We'll cover the rest of those indictments returned on tomorrow's program. To date, officials still have no motive for the stabbing. Whether the new year brings you new dreams or you're working towards the same ones, let Salyersville National Bank help you build, bank, or save for them. Salyersville National has been helping dreams come true since 1902. Give them a call at the main location, 349-3131, or the branch, 6121. Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works, 349-9999.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. Forward pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at just $19.99 a month and include unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabyte of data for only $29.99 a month. 6 gigabyte of data, $39.99. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus, only $89.99, which has 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features without the long-term commitment. It's forward pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Governor Beshear today outlined his budget plan to make a record $2 billion investment in pre-K through 12 education to create a world-class education system across the Commonwealth, the single largest investment, he says, in this sector in the history of our state. On almost $100 million to support more innovation of career and technical education centers across Kentucky, another $75 million to renovate some of those facilities as well. Almost a 17% increase in SEEK funding. The list indeed does go on, announcing that these were the steps taken to have, again, a world-class educational system in the Commonwealth. Family Resource and Youth Service Centers as well, receiving some much needed and much deserved monetary and other support as well. In addition to the $2 billion investment, the governor's budget is also providing the highest funding increase for higher education in decades at nearly 12%. The governor in his address painted a very grim outlook, however you wish to phrase it. Shocking is the word he actually used to be specific, saying that last week's COVID cases were the highest ever, doubling its number of cases that we've ever seen. And even though Omicron may be causing a much fewer percentage of those who are infected by it to become seriously or deathly ill, he says, and other healthcare professionals, as well as the governor, say the sheer magnitude of it will be worse on hospitals and our population than Delta. Over 6,700 cases and 32 deaths reported Saturday, 5,221 deaths Sunday, over 5,000 reported today. The 14 deaths reported today also included a 21-year-old man out of Johnson County.
As of today, our positivity rate, 26.33%, meaning now more than 1 in 4 people who get tested are testing positive. We have never seen that before. Last week, we had 52,603 cases of COVID-19. Our previous record was 30,680. And still, as Dr. Stack will tell you, we are nowhere near the overall incident rate that we are seeing in New York, meaning it's a possibility that that peak could potentially even double, depending on our practices and what we do. We have never seen an escalation like this.
Low vaccination rates worldwide and even here in our own Commonwealth and our own nation, though, enabled a new and worrisome Delta variant of COVID to surge swiftly and intensely from early July until mid-November. This Delta surge overwhelmed many of our hospitals, resulted in a record number of deaths, and really never fully receded before Omicron arrived. And then finally, we are now on a nearly vertical spike, the likes of which dwarf all prior escalations. In just 2 weeks, Kentucky has gone from roughly half of our Delta surge peak to more than double our Delta peak. At this point, essentially all COVID-19 is likely to be the Omicron variant. So let me just be clear about that. It would be our belief at this point that 95% to 100 of COVID-19 in Kentucky is probably Omicron now. Mercifully, Omicron appears to cause less severe disease, particularly among people who are vaccinated. The positive impact of more than 65% of all Kentuckians 18 and older being vaccinated, plus some protective value of prior infections, has helped to blunt the proportion of Omicron cases with severe disease. Even so, unvaccinated persons are again straining hospitals with their severe Omicron infections. Having lost many staff due to pandemic exhaustion, plus more staff going out sick themselves with COVID-19, The hospitals are making difficult choices to limit and postpone important but non-urgent services in order to have staff to care for COVID-19 patients. As a result, ER wait times can be very long, and many rural hospitals are reporting they are unable to find hospitals to accept ICU-level transfers, with the result that very sick people can remain stuck in small rural hospitals for extended periods of time without access to subspecialty medical and surgical care.
Now to local numbers for this evening from the McGoffin County Health Department. Saturday was one of, I will have to go back and do the research, possibly the highest Saturday as far as total numbers are concerned. Since the pandemic began, the weekends, of course, usually not a high return of numbers because of testing. The health department is closed and the like. Local healthcare providers, of course, most of which are out for the weekend. But 26 cases recorded here in McGoffin County over the course of the weekend. Only three over the course of Saturday, Only 3 yesterday, but one of the highest Mondays, again, I'll have to see where it ranks, but 41 cases reported out today, just today, for the McGoffin County Health Department. Top right of your screen, previous cases. Last week, we had a total of 87 cases. And not our highest week, but certainly not our lowest either, as we've seen numbers steadily increasing for the past several weeks. And that 41 today gives us a total of 70 with just 3 days of counting in. It looks as though we, without a doubt, will surpass last week's cases. Bottom left, our number of active cases, as you can imagine, has increased. We were in the 50s at last report last weekend. Our number of hospitalized has not increased. It is where it was at last report. Beg you to recall that's not always a positive thing. We have lost still another number of McGoffin Countyans due to COVID here, just in the at least one or two in just the past week or two. And our state incident rate map is reflecting all of that. We have 2 counties which aren't in the red, but everyone else is. And if you look closely at the map, you will notice, as do I, that those numbers in those counties are climbing. McGoffin County's back up over 100, haven't been there for a while. Floyd County knocking on 90. And you'll notice that the number of Kentucky counties in the hundreds, which had gone down so significantly, now appears to be approaching the majority of the counties, as many of them well over the 100 mark as far as an incident rate is concerned. Real quickly, really nothing on the calendar tonight. Doesn't happen very often, so just gives me an extra second or two to remind you, when you've got something, birthdays and anniversaries, you want them on the program, send them to me here any way you so choose. And birthdays and birth announcements and anniversaries are printed for free in the Independent. Send those, though, to heather@SagersvilleIndependent.com. Our calendar brought to you nightly by our friends, your local McGoffin Farm Bureau agent, Doug Green, while funeral service announcements provided nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Beginning tonight with services which have been set for 57-year-old Clyde Marshall of Sagersville, who passed away last Wednesday, survived by his wife, Linda Perkins Marshall, daughters Wanda Marie Bailey, Christy Michelle Sloan, Tabitha Joe Blanton, Dana Michelle Hall, Olivia Mae Marshall, Abigail Grace Marshall, brothers Luther and Dennis Marshall, sisters Margie Manns and Wanda Allen and Ellery Miller, 11 grandkids, and 3 great-grandchildren. In addition to his parents, Clyde is preceded in death by a daughter, Angela Marie Sparks. Funeral services for Clyde are going to start Thursday afternoon at 1 from the Tip Top United Baptist Church. Friends can visit the church tomorrow after 6 and all day Wednesday. In lieu of flowers, the family says that contributions can be made to the Clyde Marshall Memorial Fund in care of the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And 84-year-old Harry Dean Arnott of Middle Fork Road passed away on Sunday. Arrangements incomplete at this time and to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. From there, I need to go directly to your weather forecast and wrap it up for this evening. As I prefaced at the top of the program, kind of a weak scenario playing out in the forecast early on in your 7 days. By the latter part of the week and the weekend, A couple of other systems, Clippers, actually could give us more of a weather pattern, more of a snowy one. And the cold air is certainly going to be here much more than it has been. 14 degrees tonight, another bitter one out there tonight. And in the morning, northwesterly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour or so. They'll calm by midnight or so. We will see sunny skies again tomorrow, but with that, only about 35 degrees for daytime highs. Nighttime lows, an improvement at 23 for tomorrow night. It will be sunny and clear across the board on your Tuesday, just not warm. It will improve temperature-wise and most other ways as well for your Wednesday. We'll get close to 50, not quite there, but the upper 40s, mostly sunny skies and lows still below freezing, but just barely at 31 estimated under mostly cloudy skies. Now, those mostly cloudy skies Wednesday are just going to be that, mostly cloudy. They're not going to produce anything. Thursday, I think we'll see more clouds than sun. That will hold temperatures down to the low to maybe mid-40s at most, at 44 or so. Nighttime lows on your Thursday night dip down into the upper 20s at 27. Winds will be calm. Clouds, I said, more so than sun, and temperatures in the 44-degree range. It's that next system thereafter that changes things weather-wise. And for your Friday, we expect to start off with partly sunny skies and 34 degrees as our next system rolls through, which gives us about a 40% chance of some snow late Friday night. The graphic is about to catch up, I think. So sunny and cooler, cold on your Friday at 34 degrees. And then that night, next round of snow chances possibly, Friday night to the tune of 40% lingering into your Sunday, or rather your Saturday. And with temperatures hitting above freezing at around 36, 37 degrees, could see a bit of a mix into your early Saturday. And then we get back down to 24 Saturday night. There still could be some juice left with some precipitation, meaning some possible change back over to snow. And then Sunday, a lesser but still continued slight chance of some snow, 35 and 24 for your high and low, partly sunny skies, 20% chance of some flakes. Next Monday, which is also Martin Luther King Day, we'll see around 37 and a slight chance of some rain and snow. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you. See you back here tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.